Good morning and welcome to Simply Live with Simply Lesa. We're going to talk about my 2022 travels with Simply Lesa. Wow, I should sit forward so you can see me better. Oh, I know, I don't have my. Uh, where is it? Shh. See, I was trying to be all set up and organized ahead of time, and I am kind of. Um, where did I put the? Here it is. The other tripod. Hopefully, somebody else can get in while I'm waiting. Kind of. Hi, 2 people, 4 people. Yay! Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope that I came down from where I was camping. I hope that I have. Oh, this is not the one I want. I hope that I have chosen a good parking space in which um, to do this live. Oh crap! Okay, I don't remember where I put the good favorite tripod. Oh, it's probably in the Wee Boost bag. Hi, who am I seeing? Beth, I think is what you said. Hi, welcome everybody. If you'd like to say hi to each other, that's a good thing on here. Um, we like to know where you are, where you're visiting from. Okay, I don't know what I did right now. I do not know where I put the favorite tripod that worked so good in the car so that I could move the phone over. So I'm gonna hold it in my hand. Hi Catherine, how you doing in Sholo? Are you guys getting some rain? I keep hearing you're having early monsoons. Obviously I'm not home. Oh, it's been a long time since I did a cooking class. But I could do that again. And I apologize. This is shaking because I'm still trying to jog my memory for where the heck did I put. I don't usually lose things. Okay. Partly because I'm such a minimalist that I only have what I need. So then how are you going to lose what you have because you only have the good stuff? Except I reached in the bag where I thought my little tripod would be, and I seem to only have the great big one, this one, which is not so stable. Pots, pans, utensils, not just food. Oh, cool. Cool. So, I am out traveling. Yes, I am in Oregon. It has been a long trip, a good long trip, but a long trip. And I think the fact that I have had that newer diagnosis. Hi, Lori from Nebraska. Welcome. Um, yeah, since I had that newer diagnosis and stuff, traveling has felt different to me. Of course, yes, I got the little tracker, very confident in the car. It's doing well. My gas mileage has been fantastic. I'm averaging between 27 and 30 miles to a gallon. And that's running my air conditioner, driving in the mountains, and and air conditioner driving in the mountains and spending hours in the car, so driving 60, 65 a lot of days. Hi Iris. Oh, I bet Florida's hot. It's hot here during the afternoons in Oregon. I was rather surprised. I thought Oregon would be more like Maine and have milder summer days, but it's hot in the day, yucky. And I'm camped currently in a place near, pardon me, near running water. So early in the morning and in the evening, there's mosquitoes. And oh, thank goodness for these little coil bracelet things. They're made by the company Pix. Um, and I find them at Walmart, and they're little kids' mosquito bracelets. They basically have citronella, and uh, I don't have any trouble with these. So sometimes I'll have 4 of them, one on each arm and one on each ankle. They also make little packs with what are they called? Wipes in them. And I even like those little wipe packs. The wipes are great too. And I'll wipe like my forehead and my hair and stuff, and around the back and my ears and the back of my neck. And then when I finish with it, I'll take the wipe as it's starting to dry out and just stick it in my shoelace um, to help out. Man, I wish I knew where that other tripod is. Probably underneath the seat I'm sitting in. But of course, trying to reach for that while y'all are here, yeah, I can't. I can't reach for it and sit in the seat too. So, the state bird's a mosquito. I don't know about that in New Hampshire. I mean, yeah, I lived in southern Maine, and so going to Portsmouth is where we went grocery shopping when I was a kid. And mosquitoes came with the territory, but it wasn't that bad. But probably because we were in the seacoast area near salt water. I don't really know. Man, I wish I had that tripod in front of me. I'm not horribly disorganized on this trip, but I do feel a little disorganization. Part of it is I'm traveling in a different car than I was used to, and it's smaller. And and you'll find this if you go to travel. And I'm figuring out as I go along how it works for me and what works best. And so there are some things that are challenging, and I don't know how to turn all that stuff off. This morning I'm feeling like I didn't do a very good job getting prepared for y'all. So right off in the beginning, if you guys have questions today, please put a Q in front of your question and ask it. I probably won't go very long today, but I do love coming and meeting with you guys, and I love it enough that I decided to come down off the current mountain I was on to meet up with y'all and say, let's do our live. And I am messing around with this other tripod that is not my favorite to see if I can. I'm glad you guys can chit chat on here too. I'm so grateful that we can do some of these. Whoops. Hopefully I didn't make us go bye-bye. Ooh. Oh, no, that won't work. Hold on. Don't lose. Don't drop my phone. I dropped it. Oh, maybe because I'm trying to put it in. Oh, I've dropped you all. Okay. That's why I like the other tripod better. The thing that holds the phone is more stable than this is. If I could make it. Oh, I can't do that. Well, maybe I can do this. I'm so sorry, people. This is really not very professional, as I'm trying to be more professional each time I do this. And then I don't have everything ready. Hey, I came down off the mountain. It was not quite 10-mile drive down to get a signal. And then, let's see, I can't remember, 2 days ago or something, I actually went to the emergency room as I was traveling. I was first in Oregon. And I don't know if I say that right, but I'll, first in Oregon, stopped at a gas station Somebody's messing with my gas tank before I get out of the car. I'm like, what the crap? Whoa, what were you doing? The poor guy. And then I learned, real quick, I learned that that in Oregon, they pump your gas for you. I haven't seen that since, well, I don't know, since what, the 60s, 70s? I don't know. People don't pump gas for you anymore. Okay, they do in Oregon. And then there's been 2 or 3 things here in Oregon that have just like almost blown my mind. One was the almost sicky sweet, almost fake Too Nice People. And I guess once I lived in Times Square, New York, I probably got a little jaded and all the travel I've done. So I don't even know. Okay, I saw a question. I'm going to scroll back. Hopefully my finger's not too much in your face. Do I have relatives in Costa Rica? No. Oh, how cool. I don't, but I have friends who are like family there. My friend Martina, who lives in, oh, can I remember the name of the town? Oh my goodness. They live in, oh, I can't think of the name of the pueblo. Um, Anyways, they're up in the mountains past San Isidro del General. And Martina and her husband feel like family. I haven't stayed in touch with them. There were phone glitch things and internet glitch things, although their son-in-law does some internet work, and it would be easier for me to be able to find and contact him. But yeah, the phone sliding, I can't make it stay. And I don't have a piece of rubber or anything. Man, I wish I knew where that other thing was because it holds the phone with the Wii Boost on it. Anyway, yeah, so I don't. The ER. Yeah, let me talk about that. I don't think that it's all MS. I mean, I know that, oh, there we go. Don't wiggle the car. I don't think it's all MS. I did stop in Nevada and for nearly a week and visited with some friends. And I experienced quite a few like MS flare up kind of things while I was visiting with her. But I'd had trouble for the month prior. And I'm just noticing the numbers of how many of you are on here. I bet some of the people that left got annoyed with the phone being moved around, but as long as I don't bump the car, I bet we'll be fine for right now. Okay, so the MS thing. So I'd had some flare up weirdness before I left home. And then once I left home, I decided to just kind of play it safe and be careful. And when I was in Flagstaff, I was, around some friends. And I had to move 3 or 4 times for the fires, which, yes, they were scary. Yes, they were very close. And, it's like my phone and a bunch of phones in the general vicinity of where I'm camped, you could hear all the alarms go off on the phones. And so then, of course, we're all just checking, what does it say? And it was like evacuation, this area, and so we just threw everything in the vehicles and moved, go west, get away from it. And there was one point, I do have a short video clip. There was one point when I could see the orange of the flames over the top of the hill that was between us and the fire. And that's close. When you could see the orange, I mean, it's closer when you can feel the heat, but you don't need to feel the heat to know it's bad. But you could see the orange. It wasn't just smoke. And so I was like, yeah, let's go west. Let's go further west than we were planning. And one of those escape in the wildfire things, I wasn't thinking when we got up on I-40 that day in the afternoon, and the wind was blowing, and this car is so freaking light. It blew me almost into a semi truck, a gust of wind. Well, they were having 50 to 75-mile-an-hour wind gusts, and we had gotten on the highway, and I wasn't thinking. So without having, because I don't have my extra radio yet, I'm working on outfitting this tracker as if it were, a lot of people would say, as if it were Jeep, right? But as an overland vehicle. And so I want to have multiple kinds of communication. So I want to have GMRS radio, CB, stuff like that. And I don't have it. The other people I was traveling with, there were two other vehicles, they both had radios. And so they could just talk to each other. Well, I had to like do something on a phone, which makes them have to look at a phone. And so I had to make a quick decision without telling them. And I just got off the road. But I knew that the old Route 66 follows I-40 a good long ways. And so I was like, I'll get off, I'll find 66. And I had a general idea, at least I had a general idea where we were headed. And so I was like, I'll meet you in that town. And then when they got to where they were going, they texted me, where at blah, blah, blah in this town. And I said, all right, up. And the portion of 66 that I got on, there was probably 10 miles of dirt road. I'm so glad I have this little truck. But I am, the plans are for me to have a radio, and there's a source for a radio back in Apache County that we've discussed. And so I'm going to get that. I need to do something about the way my phone rides in the car. I've maneuvered it and it's okay-ish, but it's not that great. I want a bigger screen, something easier to maneuver when I'm driving. So I don't know if that means that eventually I'll change out the radio that's here and use that space in the dash to put in some, I don't know, touch screen Bluetooth. I don't know yet on that. I also have found while I've been gone, oh yeah, they really are. And yeah, a Garmin is, but I don't know if I need a Garmin at this time. Because I am always trying to save money. And so I have some other priorities that would be, for me, would be first. And I'm okay with paper maps if I have to. I really don't have a problem with that. And I don't have a problem stopping somewhere that's little and finding out where's the next place to go. I don't have trouble with that part of travel. So I could put off things like Garmin's longer so that I can afford things that are higher priority for me. It's been interesting. I guess I really don't love the whole desert thing. And to me, it's not pretty. And I think that I'm finding that my body is better and my mind is better if I don't travel when it's hot. And with this car, so that I don't have the stress if I don't travel when it's super windy. But that's kind of, a lot of people in RVs, you don't travel if the wind's high. So I need to get a light bar. I'm pointing up above the windshield, because on the outside above the windshield is probably the best place to put a light bar. Some people put them down by the what's the thing I want? Oh, okay, thank you about the Rand McNally. Some people put the light bars on trackers down by the bumper. But anyways, I need a light bar because twice I've been in situations where my headlights weren't bright enough for the dirt road situation. And I don't normally drive at night. I usually it's an old Girl Scout thing from when I was young, that you make camp between 3 and 5. That way you're never, hunting, trying to figure out a way to get into a campsite at, after dark. And I tend to do that, but at the Overland Expo in Flagstaff, they asked me to please show off my rig at the beer and gear thing. That made me driving in and trying to find and make a camp. I'd been there before, so it wasn't new to me, but trying to do that at 11 o'clock at night. And I'm trying not to like enter somebody else's camp, not drive off into a ditch in the wrong place. And so I need better lights. So I'm very much aware that lights are probably a higher priority. What else is a higher priority? I haven't finished answering the questions about my ER visit, the emergency room visit, but let me get back to that too. I need to, I already have upgraded my first aid kit. My first aid kit was good. It's older. It's one I developed for myself because I learned over years that if I don't touch stuff for a long, long time, why is it with me? Yes, there are some things that you're going to carry with you just in case, like gauze or bandages or things in case somebody was to get cut. You're going to carry those with you. But like for me, carrying medications that I'm allergic to don't help me if something happened to me. What that does for me is puts me at a bigger risk. So I am allergic to ibuprofen. I have to make sure there's no ibuprofen in my car because I don't want somebody accidentally going, well, we know Lisa's careful. And this is in her first aid kit, so we're giving it to her. No, we don't want to do that. So I build my first aid kits to work for me. Oh, thank you guys for helping out with all of that. Let's see the other. So the first aid kit's getting kind of upgraded because of my emergency room visit. Let me back up and go back and try to answer all the emergency room thing. I started off, like I said, before I left home, I had some problems that I knew were MS related. I found an app and I've started to be able to journal my symptoms that might or might not be MS every day as long as I have internet signal. So that will at some point be helpful to my doctors, if I ever get like really worse. But I'm not getting really worse. It's just some of it is I'm just realizing what's MS and what's not. So I know I keep trying to pull my pigtail around. I always feel like you guys don't know I have hair unless I pull it around because I want it out of my face, so I braid it, and then the wind blows and it gets fuzzy. Okay. Don't get distracted, Lesa. So that was an odd sound. What was that? Okay. I'm parked in a little parking lot near a community center in a little farming town. And there's starting to be traffic around and stuff. Okay, let's see. So I was starting to have a little bit of trouble, but just being aware of what was MS and what was, normal Lesa stuff. And so I'd done camping around from home. I'd been up in the White Mountains and to that girl from Sholo. Crap, I camped 3-4 weeks right around Sholo. I don't remember how many weeks. I was up in Greer. I was in Clay Springs. I was down in Taylor. I was all over the place for about a month before I left home. And anyways, so then when I went to Flagstaff and we had the fire stuff going on, but I had a couple of really bizarre and I think MS related things happen. And then I had an allergic reaction to Zyrtec. And it was an off-brand Zyrtec, like from one of the dollar stores, right? I didn't buy it, and the package said compared to Zyrtec. I won't take that again, ever, 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 ever. I ended up trying to throw up, couldn't throw up, then drank something trying to make myself throw up, which made it worse, but not, it never made me throw up, didn't even make me gag. And then tried to sleep it off, which is dangerous, but I've got enough experience with myself and allergies. My throat was not closing up. So I was like, I'm going to try to sleep it off. But if you people who are camped near me that know me, if you wake up in the middle of the night, come see if I'm all right. And early in the morning, 4:30, 5 o'clock, I called the EMTs. I was like, something's really wrong. I did this. I think I'm going to be okay. But can you help me know that I don't need to go get extra care because I did something worse, trying to make me throw up or something? And so I had Donald Duck lips. My lip was touching my nose. It was so swollen. Um, and so the EMTs weren't busy, and I checked that on purpose. Like, I already know I'm partly better because I woke up, and even though my lip is really swollen, I can feel that my throat's not, I'm not in danger, my throat's not closing up. But if you guys aren't busy, can you just help me know I'm going to be okay, or do I need to see somebody? And they were like, hey, we're not busy, there's no emergency, but we'll come out, we don't mind, we'll come out, we'll take a look, see how you are. And I was less than 5 minutes from a town, so they came out, they found me just fine. I have a lawn chair that's the same bright blue as this shirt, and I told them I would set the lawn chair right in front of my rig so that when they came in, they ought to be able to see that blue chair. And so they came in and we talked for a few minutes, and they were like, no, you did good. And we're glad we came and checked, but you're going to be okay. Just don't do anything for another 24 hours until that medicine gets out of your system, and don't ever take it again. And I was like, I don't have a problem with that. So I didn't do that. So that, and then we had to move one more time after that for the fires. And then it was time for me. I just was feeling like it was time to start traveling. So then I decided to go ahead and travel. And I made my plans to kind of get close-ish to a couple of friends I knew, just in case, because I'd had so many kind of awkward things. And so I did go spend nearly a week near them. And I had trouble walking one day. My left leg didn't want to move. I was like a weird exhausted one day. Like, I'm saying weird because I didn't do any work to be tired. And that, I'm learning, is what they call fatigue. And that MS has a fatigue factor. So I had that. And then one morning, I didn't want coffee to drink, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. And I knew my nose was running a little bit, and the whites of my eyeballs had been red for a little bit. And I understand that that's all seasonal allergy stuff. But I didn't want my coffee. And I was like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't even want coffee. And then I love coffee. And I was like, yeah, okay, well, I'm not going to. And then I decided to make my normal egg breakfast. And I put a forkful of eggs in my mouth, and I was running for the door. There was no find the trash can moments. It was get outside, and I threw up the forkful of eggs. And I was like, okay, not eating eggs for a while. I don't know what that's all about. But now I'm going to fast forward to when I visited the ER a couple of days ago. I had what I thought was something wrong with my hip. And I was like, it hurt so bad that I couldn't get out of the seat. I could hardly walk around the side of my car without crying. And that's pretty bad pain. That's a 9 on a 10 scale or something. And I was like, yeah, this is bad. I don't know what I did, but So I put up with it for 3 days, but I couldn't sleep. And I finally said, you know what? If I see fire station with an EMT truck or I see a hospital sign, I've got original Medicare and Arizona state Medicaid, which is called Access in Arizona. I have both of those. My primary is my Medicare. I can use that anywhere. So, and mine's original. I have not changed it on purpose. There seems to be something about keeping it original that allows you to do all this traveling I do and not have the same kind of issues as people who like sign up for special advantage programs and things. I don't understand them that well, but I know mine allows me. I am low income, but they'll treat me anywhere because I have Medicare first and my Medicaid is second. So my Medicaid will pick up the co-pays and stuff for the Medicare, stuff of that nature. So, and that's kind of a generalized information on that. But I saw the hospital sign first. So I just went in and I was like, I know it's early. And if you've got emergencies, please take your emergencies first. I'm not an emergency, but I can't fix what's going on with me by myself. I've tried. It's been 3 days. I'm not sleeping good, and I don't want to get worse. And so the doctor saw me, and he said, I think it's your back and it's muscular, not something else. But he said, I want to do x-rays to make sure that you don't have any cancer you don't know about in a bone back there, and to confirm how much like naturally aged, I think is the right way to say it, arthritis is in your back. And he said, because I bet you, like everybody else our age, that the arthritis is not helping. And then you've got some muscular thing going on. And we talked about what was happening. And I told him about my bed in the car, and it's pretty comfortable, but I had noticed a bump in it that I was going to fix. And he says, well, all right, fix that. That's probably smart. And then I said, and my driver's seat needs to be reupholstered. When I got it, it has a little spot about this big around, a couple inches, where the fabric is torn on the left side, door side of the seat. And when you sit in the seat, it doesn't stay flat. You kind of slide toward the door a little bit. He was like, get a pillow, fix that with a pillow temporarily. And then when you put the upholstering your seat higher up on your priority list. Because he said, I think that has something to do with this. He said, there's something else on your priority list you need to change. And that is, you're sitting too many hours, driving too many hours. Please, just go a little slower on your trip. He goes, your arthritis, just because you're older, isn't going to allow you to continue the way you did when you were 20. So don't try to do 17-hour days. I'm like, okay. I wasn't doing 17-hour days, but he was like, really, you need to walk more. And he said something, new catchphrase that I'm going to use a little bit. Motion is lotion. He said, yeah, get some bag. No, he said, get Tiger Balm. And I was like, Tiger Balm? Wait a minute. I haven't heard about or seen Tiger Balm in years. And he was like, oh, you can get it here. And I was like, I'm serious. Since Costa Rica, I haven't seen it for sale anywhere. I was like, okay, I'll find some. And he told me which Tylenol is safe for me to take and how to take it. And then, yes, I allowed him to give me is it cortisone shot? Because I want to finish traveling without so much. I think I made a wise decision under these circumstances. Now, had I been at home, I'm not sure I would have done the shot, but I did. Anyways, I decided to. Yeah, it's my decision. I decided. So, and I had him double check what was going on with my eyes, my nose running a lot, and how come I was so nauseous that I didn't want to eat, and that I didn't even want my coffee. And he goes, well, first off, let's fix your back. So we did that. Took a little while. They kept me in the hospital after they did the shot. They put a lidocaine patch on, and they gave me, what's this stuff called? I forgot the words. Extended release acetaminophen. And he told me get the off brand, so I got this stuff. For me, I'm not telling you guys what to do at all. You have to do you. You have to figure out you. If anything I suggest helps you, wonderful. But don't, you do you. I'm not a doctor. I'm not trying to. I mean, I love natural stuff. I really do, and I would rather do natural stuff than commercial medications for big pharma and stuff like that. I really would rather not. But there are times when I think sometimes we can use some wisdom, and all of these things are made from stuff that came from the earth somewhere, because there's nothing else but the earth, well, and a few extra planets. But as far as I know, we're not bringing stuff back from extra planets yet. So, okay, I'm trying to be a little silly, but whatever. I had to make a decision. I made a decision. So, he told me how to use this properly, how to handle it with my particular situation. And I wanted to be sure that whatever I did wasn't going to harm the MS or make the MS worse. So I was like, help me out with that one. And he said, nope. And then he said, the thing with the whites of my eyes being so red, he goes, yes, most likely seasonal allergies, and your nose running, probably that. The nausea, he said, I bet you got a little bug. And I had already done a home COVID test just to be sure when I was at the friend's house, because they're autoimmune too. So I wanted them safe. So we knew I didn't have like COVID or anything. And he said, I think it sounds like you haven't eaten in like, I was trying to remember. I tried to make some ground turkey sweet potato soup one day, and I threw that away. And so I think it had been 2 days. I hadn't eaten anything. I had drank some water, but I didn't want coffee. I couldn't eat. And he said, I think you ought to get some Gatorade. And he said, not necessarily for the electrolytes, but for the groceries. He was a cute doctor. Cute as in his terminology and stuff. And I liked the way he handled things. And so I went ahead and did do that. But what I'm doing is my afternoon drink, like at some of y'all do happy hour, but at happy hour time, my afternoon drink now is half ice and ice water and half or a third Gatorade, zero, because I don't want the real sugar. Anyway, and even though I don't love the ingredients, I'm going to do it for my health for right now. And so I've been doing that for a couple of days, resting like he told me to. He said, you really need just some sleep. Let's see if we can get the bug taken care of. He said, drink some stuff, drink more, sleep more. And then as you're traveling, build in just a little more walking and a little more rest. And he said, and a little less sitting in your driver's seat for so long. It's like, okay. So then, taking my own turtle step advice, right? I got thinking about that. Yesterday, I slept almost the whole freaking day. I mean, I found this little town. I hardly ever stop anywhere and want to eat breakfast or anything, but I was driving up, and when you come into this town, it's like the highway just goes straight toward this little mercantile place, and it said coffee and something else, and then the road turns this way, and I just went, parking lot, I'm having coffee with these people. So I had a cup of coffee with some elderly people and chit chatted. And then I ate something I don't normally eat, but that's, occasional, won't kill me. And I had a hash brown, which was white potatoes, which I don't do very often. Um, and, uh, and just kind of hung out. And then I asked the locals about any free camping in the area. And they told me this really lovely place to go. And it's 6 miles outside of town. So I went up there. It's lovely. No cell signal. I have to come away from it for a cell signal. But I've got a nice, lovely campsite with a pit toilet and a picnic table and a fire ring. And there's running water. There's mosquitoes. There's running water. And there's a well with a hand pump on it, and so it's very comfortable up there. And I was able to basically just stop and drop. I mean, I felt like that's what I did. Was like the first day, it was just like, oh, don't make me move. I was so tired, and so I took the acetaminophen at the time I was supposed to, and I just laid in one spot and slept. And then yesterday I got up a little bit, and yesterday I made dinner. I decided to have um, salmon chowder, which I make with coconut milk, which is getting really hard for me to find lately. Coconut milk, a can of salmon, sweet potatoes, some shallots, and I just boil it in a little pot. And so that's what I had for dinner. And I didn't feel nauseous again until this morning. I had my Gatorade drinks yesterday. I haven't had any of that today. This morning, I woke up wanting to move, but I didn't take the acetaminophen when I woke up. And so within almost an hour, I could hardly move again and had tears in my eyes. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to skip those pills. So, yeah, I feel much better. And I think getting the rest has been really important. So, and I know I can tell a story, people, but so I already have reserved my campsite. It is a pay for site, although there are two other places I understand that were free, but I can use my America the Beautiful pass. And so it was $3 for the night. So I paid for 2 nights. So I'm staying again tonight because I feel so much better. And look, I don't look sick and tired, and a little tired, but that's a little allergy eye stuff too. But I don't look so like wiped out. And so I'm going to spend one more day, rest more. And then I have talked with some of y'all remember Greg that's on here with us. And I was able to connect with him before we started. Yes. Sometimes having the I want to call it stability. I don't know if that's the right word, or the safety, or the something of knowing that that's yours for a couple of days so that you can just rest is worth it. So I think when we are not feeling well, if we can afford it, finding that, or finding a safe person, and we don't always know when they're safe, but trying to find a safe person to camp with is another good option if you can't afford. Because there have been years when $3 would have been too much for me. But I'm just saying that sometimes you just need the, hey, okay, there were a couple of years when I didn't know I had MS and I didn't feel well, and I chose to camp. Yes, peace of mind, right. I chose to camp with camp buddies that had big dogs that barked if anything was wrong. Because I knew if I locked my doors and I was close by, their dog liked me enough that if something bothered my van, they would bark for me too. And I would wake up, or the other person would. And so sometimes that gave me enough peace of mind to be better. So I'm saying that there are times when you might want to build that into whatever's happening for you. And for me, What a blessing this one was this time. And I am right at the end of my month and right at the end of my money. Um, it's tight right now. I'm okay. I'll get through it. Let's see, my birthday's coming up on Wednesday, and the and payday's coming up on Friday because of 4th of July. So it won't be long, and I have enough money if I want to go up the road, but I'm being careful. Like I could have paid $20 to go into a campground, but one, it didn't have any shade, which wasn't useful to me. And even though I could have had shower and done laundry, uh, that $20 would have been one night with no shade, and I didn't feel like I could rest enough hours. So exactly. That's exactly right. When you're not on heightened alert, when you're not having to like pay attention to everything else at the same time. So I think that there's reasons to do this that I might not have seen them as options in my past out here, but I was, there were times when I was first out here, let's say in the 2011, 12, 13, 14, 15, I was making under $600 a month on my disability check. And so, when you're running that tight and you owe bills, that it's beyond that's beyond a $3 night in a place. But I see the benefit now of some of these things, and I'm so grateful. And I'm grateful that I can offer that to people who are near my property when I'm there, if it's appropriate. And if I feel safe with the whole thing, there's a whole for Lesa, there's this whole safety factor thing. And so, um, there was something else I was going to tell you about. So I'm feeling much more rested. Oh, I know what I was starting to tell you was Greg, who's sometimes on here with us. Greg has recently joined a church, and so he's not on with us as much. He catches up and watches the videos later, and he's very excited to have done this. It's a big step for him, and I'm very pleased with him for doing what, live your beliefs. And if that pulls you away from whatever, don't worry about it. It's okay. We have our times together. So Greg is somewhere close by in a drive from me. And so when I came down off the mountain before I started the live feed, I went ahead and texted to double check in with him. I had let him and a couple other people know where I was camped. After I picked out and paid for my campsite, I left, found cell phone signal, called a couple of people, texted a couple of people, so somebody knew where I was in case nobody hears from me, in 3 months and they're wondering. Okay, trying to joke around with that. So I went ahead and contacted Greg. He had answered a text from the other day, and it looks like my next move, if I'm comfortable enough with leaving tomorrow, then my next move will be closer to where he is. And then we can hang out together. He's going through some life things, and we've camped together before. He's a good camp buddy. So I'll probably be trying to catch up with him next. And because, 4th of July, I'm not sure where I want to be around for that. I don't know. I haven't done crowds and celebration things in so long that it's not that it's not important. I don't know. But I don't feel any urge to do anything special. It's not like when I was a little kid and you wanted to have ice cream and go watch the fireworks. So, I've seen fireworks a lot of times. And the coolest ones were in 1976 in New York City. when we got to watch the tall ships and the fireworks over the tall ships that year. That was way cool. But yeah, I don't know. Any more questions today? I'm not real happy with my Rock Pals battery pack. And I've heard other people real happy with theirs. Just my connections loose. I don't know. Every time I go over a bump, I have to check to see if the refrigerator's running. So right now, I'm not using the fridge. It works wonderfully, and when I can use it, what a blessing. But I'm also kind of going back to my old habits of the old way works. So it takes up less space. I don't know. I'm not going to get rid of it because it's a good thing. But I think some of it's the way the power pack's not working well. And the solar panel for it has 5 pieces to it. So you have to undo it and run it. You have to undo the Velcro and then unflip the thing. And then it's too long to carry. And so then you have to, and then the legs don't stand up good. And it's just annoying to me to have it be, that much process. Keep it more simple, people. I just don't like it being that big a process. So, but I am thinking about how I'm going to have. Oh, yeah, the tall ships were the bomb. Yeah. I'm thinking about whether I want to mount solar on the roof of the tracker and like maybe even this room in my engine compartment and maybe do a house battery up in there. I might want to do things a little more streamlined that way. The bed's working out great in here. Last night I found one of my little microfiber towels, makes a great curtain for that back window because I was in the campground where there were more people. And I wanted just a little more privacy. I put a movie on. I was able to set the movie up here on this dash part on my tablet. And I mean, not tablet, on the Chromebook. And I plugged in a jump drive to watch a movie that I have on a jump drive, thumb drive, whatever you guys are calling them these days. I appreciate y'all. And I'm so glad you're here because it gives me a little more communication with safe people. It makes me feel a little more useful in the world. I've spent a little bit of time journaling, typing lately, in an offline document, trying to work out whether I want to write a book. Ooh, I should talk about this other thing. You know how driving is meditation sometimes. Some of y'all understand this. You just be driving along and my thoughts will run to, well, I wonder why I like that building, but I don't like that one so much. I wonder why I am so excited that I saw the wild turkeys in the field the other day, right? Or this morning, by the way, it really happened this morning. On my drive down, that 6 miles coming down here to do this live feed, I saw like 3-4 deer. And I just slow down and roll the window down and thank them for letting me see them. I don't know. To me, that's really cool. But then I see something else and I'm like, yeah, that's really boring. And why would anybody want to live there? Or why would, and then it's like, well, I wonder, why do I feel that way about that stuff? So, then I kind of think through those thoughts. I think that I have changed so much from the 2011 trip when I was worried about whether the ex-husband would find me or the ex-boyfriend, whether I was going to get harmed, whether I was safe. That my safety factors have been big. And realizing that I've kind of built the life I dreamed about for years without the help of the people that I thought were going to help me, that like kept screwing me up. And so, I think having this home base, and my home base is more like a campsite, more like a summer camp kind of place. It has no running water and stuff like that, um, but it's got enough protection from the elements for weathering a storm, or it's in a remote enough location that if it became the zombie apocalypse and people were starting to eat each other, it'd probably be fine for a while. You'd probably see them coming up the hill before they got to you. I don't know. I'm, you know, but I've always said if I could have a place to come and go from where I could leave the favorite coffee mug or a favorite coffee mug, where I could know that if I come back, it's okay and safe for me to be there. And that's what it feels like I have. And I can share that with my friends and my friends that are like family, and my family if they were whatever, my children if they were. But I don't know what's going on with my children. My children, that's a whole other thing. I don't know what's going on with them. But what a blessing that just having that thought in the back of my mind that if I wanted to, I'm hearing a lawnmower. If I wanted to, I have a place I can go back to that's familiar, that's safe, as far as I know it's safe, familiar, and that it's legal for me to be there. There's no, I can afford to be there if I needed to. And so just knowing that that's possible to me, I think frees up brain space for being able to do other things and have these adventures. And I'm having a ball driving on dirt roads. Oh, and sometimes there's potholes you do not know are coming. There's a couple of potholes on the road getting to this campground where I'm at, and somebody has taken spray paint and made marks. So it's like, watch for the spray paint. There's two of them. But and another thing, I am going to, I keep trying to put things out on Patreon. So please go take a look on Patreon for SimplyLesa. And just notice that I haven't set anything up to be, it's all free right now. And so I'm putting more pictures and I'm writing a little more like I used to on my blog over on Patreon, a little more. It's not a lot out there yet, but I'm working at it because I'd like to kind of move us over there where when I have signal, we could do daily chats with each other. I mean, actual chats. And a chat room could be running that's, us talking back and forth, different on a daily kind of basis. And you could see pictures of where I'm at and what's going on, things of that nature. So another thing I'm going to do before I leave town to go back to camp is I'm going to drive around a little bit. There's some really cool, weird, different things, houses and stuff here in this town that are just so cute. And so I'm going to take a few pictures here that eventually I'll get them out somehow, like I've been doing on some of those posts you guys see, or something, or over on Patreon, so that you guys can see some of the cool things I've seen on the trip. So, whoever that last comment was, I see 11 or 12 watching and 10 comments. I mean, 10 thumbs up. Don't forget, guys, if you want to do a tip jar kind of thing, there's super chats and there's super thanks out in the bar underneath these videos after the videos load. And I will try to hang around town long enough for this video to load. And then it'll be you can rewatch it or whatever. So I have 11 likes now on my screen. And so I am so glad that we've gotten to have a morning together again. We're not quite at an hour, but we're close. I lost cell phone signal in a couple of places. Oh, I stopped in at one ranger station. Uh, it was a cool ranger station, Modoc County. And I got this really nice map. But the ranger stations are all closed as I'm going up through. And they all have a thing on the window, on the door that says, because of COVID, we're closing our offices. And I was like, really? It's getting harder to find a ranger station. But the rangers that I have stopped and talked to, Alaska, oh, it's so nice to see you, Mary. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. Yeah, when I bump into the Rangers, I will stop a Rangers pickup truck, by the way. Well, of course, I've traveled all over the world a little bit, and so I'm not too bashful, but I will like, yo, help me out here. Hey guys, you're at least patrolling. Do you know a good place to camp? A good free place to camp? Because I don't really want to spend money, but I don't want to be in all this heat all day long. They're great at that. I found a couple of really good sites that way. They've been really good to me a couple of times. They've even given me maps that they should have sold, but they couldn't sell them because their office is technically closed. So sometimes, oh, it's so nice that you could come, Mary, even though you hardly ever can. Yeah, so I think today, let's see, what else am I going to do? I'm going to soon have another drink of my Gatorade split with Gatorade Zero split, with too much water in it. Because I feel a little queasy in my stomach. But the doctor said at the ER, he said he really thinks that that's a flu bug thing, not related to the big C, and that it's a flu bug thing that maybe just I need to get it out of my system. So sleeping as much as I have been and all. And I'm hoping today to get in another walk. My new turtle step goal that I'll say out loud is for me to, as if I had a dog, because I miss the companionship that I had when I traveled with Ozzy. I don't know what's happening with dogs and me right now, but I miss that. Anyway, and every time I see a Yorkie or a Westie, I just like melt. So I don't know, but maybe I'll visit some more shelters. I don't know. Anyway, but what I'm going to do, in spite of not having the dog to force me, I'm going to go ahead and in the morning take a short walk as if I was walking a dog to do his first pee and poop. And then in the evening, I'll do a short walk as if I was taking a dog to do his pee and poop before we went to bed. And in between the day, every 2 hours, I'm going to try to walk 15 or 20 minutes. Not even make it hard. 15 or 20 minutes is not hard. But I think that if I do that, it will start to help me strengthen the muscles that the MS has been messing with, right? And then also help with what the doctor said, motion is lotion. So yes, I know a dog would be so good for my health. And hi, TJ Shack. I'm so glad to see you guys. So I am gonna thank you, Laura. I am going to at least start with a 20-minute walk. If I can get in more, I know me. It won't take but a few of those, and I'll just be back into a routine, and it'll start. And then as I travel up the road, right, and as you know, another use it or lose it thing, I'm going to eventually go back to a shorter chair. I can't quite do the squat like an Asian squat, which is very healthy for us. Lots of people know that. Um, but I know that if you don't use the muscles, you'll lose them. Well, if my chair's short, my toilet's short, my stool and I sit on it is short, it it makes the same muscles try to work. And so maybe I don't want to look stupid falling over or getting up weird or whatever. But you know what? Y'all get over it because I can still get down there. And so I need a little shorter chair for traveling with. My chair's a little long. And so I think that's what I'm going to do is try to get a chair that's a little on the short lower side again so that I am getting more of that squat. So it's built-in exercise. That's my use it or lose it. Build in the exercise into my everyday. So that's probably coming up when I can afford it. I don't have to rush that. Kind of looking forward to hammock first, but we'll see. We'll see. A lots changing. Um, but first off, gotta walk. Knew I had to walk. So I'm gonna build in my walking, even if I just start with 20 minutes a day, but it won't take long and I'll up that. And then I think that I will start to stop at animal shelters along the way. I forgot about this until a couple of days ago. I used to volunteer when I was camped in close to an area. I would volunteer at the animal shelters to walk dogs. It helped me get my walks in, and it helped the dogs stay socialized with humans. And there were some dogs I can't walk. I'm not very good with the great big ones. They scare me a little. Well, the Rottweiler. It's the pitties and the Rottweilers, those big muscular ones, they kind of scare me a little bit. But I think I will go into shelters a little more often. Maybe I'll find a Yorkie. Maybe I'll find a Westie. A white Westie would be cool. I don't know. We'll see what happens. And I'll build in the dog walking without the dog. It's good for me. No, I would need a little dog for this car. Well, even Ozzy could have done this car. I'm doing good with the car, but I may change my mind and I may put a basket on the roof. I know I'd said no, but I can't wait to do the Line-X paint job on this thing someday. I don't have money for this stuff right now, but as it comes along, as people donate, as I earn money through things, as I'm able to save, then I will put aside money so I can do the Line-X, which is a bed liner paint job. It's a rough paint job, but if you ever get too close to a tree, you don't scrape the car. And it needs a paint job anyway, so I may as well do that kind. And I mean, it doesn't need it today, but it'll look good. I'll do light bars. That's coming up as a higher priority. Let's see what else. I know I love Westies. I see your comment. Um, what else is a thing that I really need to do? Well, a shorter lawn chair, but honestly, until I can take the big one home, I'm not giving it away. It's a nice chair, it's comfortable, and it would be comfortable to leave it at home. So I don't need to replace the lawn chair until after I'm back that direction. So yeah. Um, so let's see, what else is a higher priority? I keep messing around with stoves, but you all know I'm a stove geek, so you all know. I don't know about the stoves. My stuff's working pretty good right now. I just don't like that the stove that I'm carrying, the pot stand part of it is not collapsible. So it doesn't fold up flat. So I feel like I have this big package. Maybe I should let that go, but it feels like that. Um, I'm comfortable sleeping. The bug stuff's basically under control. Picks, the green coils, Picks, and the same company Picks makes these little kitty bracelets that are citronella. Loving them. They work. The little wipes work. They're cheap, 88 cents or whatever they are. I just buy a handful when I see them. Um, I'm doing pretty good. I could eat more. I could, but I'm not like emaciated thin or anything like that. And if I'm nauseous, I'm not going to eat. So I'll drink some more Gatorade though, because that seemed to help. 14 people here now. So I'm about done because we're at an hour, 10 minutes, 11 minutes, something like that. So I'm going to go. It's been wonderful to see y'all today and to be able to chit chat with you all. I hope you'll come over to Patreon. It's free over there right now. And just check out what's going on over there. I'm slowly working my way into putting out some blog style writing as well as some pictures. And hopefully, we'll get a chat room started over there so that you could talk to me personally. But for right now, that's all free. And I'm going to go take some more pictures here in town because there's some cute, cool things. And yes, everybody stay safe, healthy, keep it simple, silly. Travel light and often, and use what you already have. Did I miss any of my quotes? And y'all have a good week until I see you again. Ciao. Oh, I'm trying to push the wrong button.